Cricket South Africa has announced a 16-player SA emerging women's squad to tour Zimbabwe from the 18th of May till the 26th of May this year, pending COVID, of course. Cricket South Africa have also confirmed that the Proteas men's tour to the West Indies is going ahead. It will be the South Africans' first bilateral tour to the Caribbean since 2010, followed by a tri-series in 2016 that also featured Australia. And there's been plenty of new signings as we edge closer to the new look domestic structure. And one such new signing at Western Province will be joining us as a guest on the show tonight. I am talking about Basheer Walters. All of this and more next. A warm welcome to you. A different time, a different day, but it is still the Offside Maidens. I'm your host, Tara Lee, and we do have a host of amazing women on our panel. Emily, currently in the UK for, let's say, cricket reasons, and hopefully she'll tell us more about that in a bit. Leisha, resident juicer and cricket player. And last but not least, we have the twins looking lovely there in the corner. They are cricket fanatics personified to their core. And as I mentioned at the start of the video, we will be joined by a guest. But before that, let's talk amongst ourselves, because I want to hear from Emily about your journey in the UK right now. Are you prepared to share some more with us?
Yeah, I'm just here, playing a bit of village cricket, nothing too serious out here. So in a small town called Ikson, in Somerset. This village has like no signal, no shops. It's basically just like a village, a farm, basically just a farm. And it's been going well. When we actually get to train and play, most of the time it's raining. I think South Africa, they're a bit they're a bit weak when it comes to just going off the field when it starts to drizzle. Here there's rain and we keep playing until it really buckets down. So yeah, it's been interesting so far.
But to be fair, there's always rain, right?
Yeah, so they have to play, if it's raining, otherwise when are they going to play? So yeah, fair. Yeah.
100% Leisha, and you been on so many podcasts. Every 5 seconds I see you on another podcast. What have you been up to this week?
I've been in many Zoom meetings, yeah. Just learning about cricket from other players, like international players, which has been amazing. So yeah, that's me, and I've been, yeah, let me not say. But yeah, I've been good.
And your training's going well as well?
No, the season has ended.
So you do no training. What? You do no training?
She's training her mouth by eating, yeah.
No, man, Leisha. So I will tell you that even in between competition seasons, I don't stop training. Whether I have to train at home, whether I have to, make up my own thing that I'm doing, I will grab a partner and I will train.
Yeah. Relax.
I'm making you feel guilty now.
Yeah. Relax, I'll get there. Monday.
Okay. Fair enough. You need a break as well. And twins, how has the week been for you?
Well, obviously, we were very happy to hear that we are expecting some cricket again soon. Since the IPL ended, it was really sad. So against the West Indies, that's quite exciting. And besides, in between all of that, the studies and thesis and life. But yeah, we had a really good week also football-wise. And yeah.
We did beat Man United.
Yeah, y'all did. Yeah, we didn't do much.
It was
Yeah.
definitely a good sporting week, at least in one of the sporting codes. Something to smile about. So, without further ado, as I mentioned at the start of the show, we have an exciting guest, and it's none other than Basheer Walters. He's joining us. He's sitting at the back and he's been listening to all of these conversations. Hello, welcome. Assalamu alaikum. Also, Eid Mubarak for yesterday. And of course, Eid Mubarak to everyone celebrating today.
Thank you. Shukran. Wa alaikum salam. Yo, where do I start? Yeah, no. While I'm on, Mama made it. Thank you. So yeah. Thanks for this.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Like you said, Eid Mubarak to all those in South Africa, of course, that's celebrating today. We in England, we celebrated yesterday. But the sweetness. But what can you do? It's a sacrifice you have to make. But yeah, usually you want to spend Eid with friends and family. But like I said, sometimes you have to go through sacrifices and to provide for family. So yeah, in England, Em knows a lot about England. She's learned the hard way. But yeah, thanks for having me on.
Thank you for joining us. And also in honor of today and the show and you, I'm making this later from a packet. Don't judge me.
Oh yeah, no. Just modern day Muslim. People must buy that from a stove, not come with your shop stuff. Yes.
Listen, I don't know. I don't know.
You must mix that with condensed milk, ne? And milk, not just milk. You must use condensed milk also. Get it right. Then do it the right way.
Just use ideal milk.
Ideal milk.
I thought I could just use ideal milk. Evaporated milk.
Yo, you lucky Ramadan.
Do I have it wrong?
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I must speak to Khalid. Oh yeah, man.
Okay, we're not going to talk about that anymore because clearly I have that ingredients list.
Uber Aunt was 15 days ago. What? Uber Aunt.
Look, I thought I was doing something nice here, but giving you a little taste of home with spice maker and all.
You're not helping. I won't lie, you're not helping. You're making me miss home even more. So thanks for that.
This is not going my way. But let's move on to the cricket rather. So you are from Gqeberha. It gets better. It gets better. Gqeberha. Or do you prefer me to say?
You never use big pens, né? You never use big pens growing up because if you need Gqeberha, then you would be able to say it. Yeah, Gqeberha. Yo, just tough.
Yes. And I know that you are friends. I know you're friends with some of the panelists, some of these ladies here. But for those who don't know, you've had quite a long and illustrious cricket career, and you are now going to be a part of the Western Province setup. But before we delve into that, tell us where your cricket journey started, where it all began for you, and why cricket?
Wow, yo. How long is this show? Well, I originally come from a baseball background, where all my brothers and my sister played baseball, softball, of course, my dad as well. And unfortunately, when I wanted to start playing baseball, I died out in PE, and the next best thing for me was cricket. And I started playing club cricket from grade 6. Was it Senate 4? I don't know. Senate 4, yeah. We don't do grades back then. So yeah, I played club cricket from Senate 4. Started off as a polyfielder like everybody. So just to fill the team up. Then I became a batsman, became an opening batsman. And how I became a fast bowler, it's a very interesting story. And I think I'll share it with you now. It was during Ramadan. So I played for a Muslim club called Victorians, right? And we never train in Ramadan. But this one day, I don't know why we decided to have a training session. And in Ramadan, people get hangry, So like, I just picked up I was hungry. I picked up a ball and just ran in and bowled quick. And that's how I became a fast bowler. That's as simple as that.
Wow, what a story.
Yeah, so yeah, I played Growing up, I actually never heard about EP trials and all those things. Yeah, things happened very quickly for me. Like I said, I started at Victorians Cricket Club and then moved on to Port Elizabeth Cricket Club, which is at St George's. They're part of St George's. Then played one season there. Then I played for a team called Old Grey. Played one season there as well. And then Shafiq Abrams, who's now the interim CEO or president of Warriors. He was at varsity at the time, and he saw me and he said, "No, come to varsity. He's going to offer me a bursary and stuff." And so I was like, "Yeah, okay, cool." And then that's where things started happening because EP amateurs. I made the EP academy team firstly, and then the EP amateur team. Then I got a trial run at Titans. I'll never forget. It was Wednesday morning. They flew me up for training, and had training with him the Wednesday afternoon. Now I'm standing there with Morne Moko, Dale Steyn, I'll be them, Jacques Rudolph. And I'm like, yo, what's happening here? This is like, it's unreal. These are people that I see on TV. So yeah, I had a training session with him, and then after the net, Richard Pybus was the coach back then. He called me into his office and he offered me a 2-year contract. I was like, what? Because the first time I hear about these things, I was like, okay, what's this? He's like, no, he wants me to play for them, and so I was like, okay, I can't decide on the spot. I need to go home and decide, of course. And yeah, I went home. It was the worst 3 weeks of my life because I had to decide between going to Titans or playing for Warriors. Because when Warriors, of course, heard about this, they counter often. And every time I went home, my family would say, like, no, it's experience. We're going to learn from the SA fast bowlers at Titans. You need to go up. Every time I go to EP practice, the coach would say, yeah, but we've done so much for you. You need to stay here. You need to. And it was the worst 3 weeks of my life. At the end of the day, I decided, no, I need to go get exposure. And yeah, I played for Titans. It was 2007. So yeah, that's how it started.
So that was your journey into cricket.
It's a long journey.
A long and fast journey. As you said, things happened very quickly before you knew what was happening. Here's a contract. Think about it. And counter offers. And that's quite amazing. And now we've had to have this show a little bit earlier because you are not in the country. And as you mentioned earlier, when you first came on, you're out in England, and that's why you celebrated Eid yesterday. So tell us a bit about what you're currently up to overseas.
I just came from a school now, so I coach there. I coach during the week. I coach at schools, and then in the afternoon, I coach at the club. I'm sure they're using me properly. I'm very busy. Every day, it's a different school every day. And then in the evenings, so like on a Monday, I'll have under 15, under 17, and under 19 training at the club. On a Tuesday, it will be third and fourth team that I was coach. On a Wednesday, it's ladies cricket that I coach. On a Thursday, it's our first team training. And on a Friday, tonight is every Friday, all the clubs in England have like all-stars cricket. So that's like mini cricket on a Friday night. So that's what we're doing tonight, yeah.
And would you say that you're passionate about this? You're passionate about, training the younger generation, coming up and who are interested in cricket? Is this a passion of yours?
Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean, I still can't understand why I'm so passionate. It's probably because I never had that growing up. I don't know. It's just, and I think it's our job as professional cricketers to give back advice as well. I believe it's our job. We need to. I think the most selfish person in the world is the person that keeps knowledge to themselves. So it's just when it comes with kids, it's just sharing knowledge, sharing something to them. You feel good as well. So I firmly believe and know there's a lot of teams professional teams back home that's not been doing these things, and I'm a firm believer in it, especially giving back to club cricket. And I think, like I said, it's supposed to be our job to give back to the community. Because remember, we all started at that. We all started playing club cricket. So why can't we give back to that? and there's different hubs and academies and things that just a little bit. If I always say, the kids that I coach, if they can leave with one good thing or one positive information that I gave them, whatever, then I'm winning. So that's all that you look forward to. Trying to help the next person.
And that is very true and very special as well for you to actually feel that this is part of your duty to do this. And how excited are you to be joining Western Province and having such a mix of more experience in the form of former retirees and, of course, youth in the setup?
Yeah, well, I think it still has to sit in. I don't know. It's probably closer to time it all, because, like I said, there's a lot on my plate at the moment. But yes, definitely excited. It's always good to, like, my job will probably be to share knowledge there as well with the youngsters coming up. And yeah, and moving to Cape Town, it's gonna be interesting. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
That's amazing. We've got things.
Yeah.
We've got mountains. I'm trying to think of what we have that you don't get to experience all the
Everything.
time.
Don't worry, you got everything that we don't have. But that's just now I am looking forward to definitely and definitely to the opportunity of being able to share the field with, like you said, we've got the Hash, we've got the Vern there, and of course we've got the youngsters as well. So I'm really looking forward to that as well, to share my skills and to learn from these guys as well. So.
Of course. And also, I wanted to mention something that we do have is Brew Cup, where you can get all the treats. And Brewer made
the home of
coffee.
Sisters. That's the only reason. That is my one go-to. I'm really that's my one go-to. I'm really happy about that. I'm going to the home of Sisters. Yeah.
Well, I'm very excited for you that you are gonna have the taste experience that you've been waiting for all this time.
Yeah. Thanks.
And speaking about this new domestic structure, how do you feel about the new structure? Do you feel like it's actually an opportunity to give more players opportunities to put their hands up, to perform, to show their skills, to showcase their skills, rather?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know how to put it in words, to be honest. That's a good thing. It's definitely a good thing. We're kind of moving into the system that they've got in England with the counties, with the two divisions that they're playing. And it's strength. It's even more so strength versus strength now. Even though it's more teams, there's two more teams in the first division than what there was, but there's a lot of strength in the teams because the likelihood of the Copa guys is coming back, and yeah, no, it's going to be interesting. That's why I think that's why they gave it a 2-year go ahead, whereas the teams in the second year will be promoted and relegated. In the first year, I don't think anything is going to happen. I think the teams are going to stay the same. So yeah, it's. I think it's a good thing. It's a really good thing, and we'll see how it goes. I mean, it's going to be weird at first. It's going to be because it's something new for us, but I think it's a good thing.
And now I'm very excited to actually hand it over to the girls because they've got questions for you and some funny questions I heard them talking about. I feel like you are prepared for this. I feel like you came here prepared, well prepared for this. You know this is Offside Maidens and the comments are offside, especially when it comes to Leisha. So
all I'm going to say, I'm going to give banter back. If you give banter, I'm going to give banter.
Of course, you have to, 100%. So I'm going to hand it over to Leisha.
Oh, yeah, no.
Leisha, now's your opportunity, but no swearing, please.
You.
I love Bash. You know me, I'm easy.
Like Sunday morning.
You see. No, I just wanna like I told them, you really showed, and I can attest to the fact that you love giving back because you did it with me. Your guys, when I met him 5 years ago, I just looked at this tall guy like, oh wait, and he came to me, he was like, you want to do some drills, and I'm like, uh, you know, but like since that day, he's been there for me. I can always go back to him. He's been there for our club. Let's tell them quickly. Why can't you buy wickets at? Why do you have to buy your wickets at club? Tell them, yeah. You take fifers for fun at franchise, but then you come to club, then it's
It's a
like,
step up.
what's happening?
Club cricket is a step up for me, to be honest. It's tough. Even here in England, I'm telling you, club cricket is not it's not easy. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why. It's just weird. I just can't take wicket when it comes to club cricket. I try my best. A good ball is either too good or batsman just hack, and then it goes for like my economy would be great. And I mean, Lisha has been scoring for us, and my economy would be unbelievable. But when it comes to wicket, it's tough. Can't buy a wicket.
Your guys, and Sundays, we always look forward to best playing on Sundays because we all get to Christmas and then we sit with our coffee. The best.
You must know. It's the tradition, right? You see, the thing is, tradition is dying slowly in South Africa, and that's one thing that I'll always hold till the end. That's Kusistas on a Sunday. That's one thing that will stay by me forever. And yeah, I mean, even the franchise teams know that as well. So if we're playing on a Sunday at St. George's, whatever, I would get Kusistas for the guys or the opposition as well. I think that's how the whole thing started. I brought once and I couldn't. I had to bring every time. So, but yeah, that's like I said. It's part of tradition. I'm kind of old school in a way. So, and that's something that will stay with me forever.
Super old school. Why don't you tell them you play soccer also?
I do. I played Wednesday night as well. Yeah. So I'm a sportsman. I'm not just a cricketer. I'm a sports. I just say I'm old school. I'm a sport. I'm an all-round sportsman. Yeah, no. I play soccer for a team called Lads back home. They're in the Premier League at the moment. I actually played a game before I came up to England, which was quite nice. But yeah, us from PE, we play everything. We play marbles also.
Away,
We play hide and seek.
away. GQ. It's
GQ.
Kabeka now. It's not PE, it's Kabeka now,
Oh
son.
yeah, just you don't have any clicks on the tongue. The tongue is being eaten today. Is labarang. They're eating a tongue for lunch.
Look here,
I
man.
had on my back.
How's your feet there after that game there the other day?
Easy, Tiger. Easy,
Ew.
Tiger. What, the Wednesday night game?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I mean, I started Wednesday night playing five. Well, it's not fives. It's like nines. But it's a turf pitch football place. It's actually gun setup. But yeah, so I got a new pair of boots, and of course, the first time we wait is going to be hectic. And we played for like an hour and like hour and a half, hour 40 minutes, which is long for fives or whatever game.
For an old man.
Wow, yo, it's a skiller guy. I'm a fit old man. It's all right. Call me my old. It's fine. But yeah, no. So I played at Slacker. I enjoy my football. I always play football during season as well to keep fit. That's why I enjoy it as well. It's a good way to keep fit during season. But yeah, just go.
Twins, do you have something to ask Basheer?
I'll only answer if they ask if they think what they're gonna say, and they must ask it at the same time.
No. No, that doesn't happen.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I actually wanted to ask. So you mentioned about coaching. You do coaching that side in England as well. So my one question is, what, in your opinion, makes an effective or good coach then? Because we know the effect a coach has on players can make or break them at the end of the day. So
100%.
yeah, please elaborate that.
I firmly believe, like exactly what you said, a coach is not just a coach. A coach is a parent, a coach is a mentor, a coach is a friend, a coach is everything in one. I actually explained something to Emily the other day about a situation that we've had here. But I mean, um, yeah, that's the difference these days between coaches coach because they have to, and coaches coach because they want to. That's the difference. That's where the passion comes in. And we're losing coaches that want to coaches that have to coach. If you know what I'm, if you like, if I break it down a bit more, so like, say for instance, someone's coaching you from 9 till 10. That coach is going to make sure you're in the 10. That coach won't go over 10 o'clock. It's like, okay, that's my job done, finished. Like, yeah, it's just, yeah. When it comes personally, for me, when it comes to coaching, you need to have passion. You need to put everything into it because you need to find ways to for things to work for that person, girl or boy, whatever it is, man or woman. Um, and also try not to change the person as much as a lot in a way because you're different. But yes, it's all nice to say like you must try and bowl like Dale Steyn or Morne Moko or bat like Cullis or whatever. But try to first be you and work from there. Um, that's my biggest thing. I'm a big believer in basics. Because these days you get kids that come in the net, first shot on a reverse sweep, bowler comes in on about 6 different balls in the net or whatever, and that's the stuff they take into games. I'm a firm believer in basics. If you as a bowler, if you can bowl 6 balls in the same spot, that's then talk to me. If you can, because that's the difference between franchise and international, just the consistency. Um, if you, like I said, if you can bowl 6 balls on a tiki, your stock ball, you can make it to the international scene quicker because once those basics is done and then start thinking about other things. So like as a batsman, once you can learn how to play a 4 defense or whatever, or then try and do things from there. But first know the basics.
Oh, oh no, did we lose
We
him?
seem to have some technical difficulties. I'm also having technical difficulties, and I'm hearing somebody whistling in the background. I wasn't sure if was that was one of you whistling or whether there's somebody whistling here, and I'm like, is somebody here whistling somehow? So that was quite funny for me because Bash was talking and giving a beautiful explanation, and I was hearing whistling in the background, and I was trying to keep a serious face because I didn't want to. He's giving a serious answer, so I didn't want to burst out laughing, but it was like a trying not to laugh challenge. Very, very difficult. Was it you twins? Were you whistling in the background?
No,
Was there
why
no?
would we be whistling? No, we
Okay.
wouldn't. We wouldn't. No.
No, it was not.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe someone's
Listen, I'm
switching
also
on.
freezing up a little. I think that the Wi-Fi in the country right now, and apparently also in the UK, not that great today. So just bear with us if you see me freezing. And if I do freeze, I think the girls will let me know, and then they can just talk. and I'll just be the silent frozen face. So exciting news. We heard about more cricket happening. The SA Men's Tour of West Indies. This is great. This tour, it had to be rescheduled from last year, and it will include 2 test matches and 5 T20 internationals from the 10th of June. That's when it's happening. That's when that first test is happening between the 10th and the 14th of, no? Yes, the 10th and the 14th of June. That's the first test. but the whole tour from the 10th to the 3rd of July this year. And they are arriving there on the 1st of June. And this is all COVID permitting, because we talk about these exciting future events, but we never know what's going to happen. I mean, we don't know about a third wave. We don't know about different variants. And I mean, look at what is happening in India, and of course, what has happened with the IPL. And even though we knew that Royal Challengers Bangalore were going to win the IPL, we can't see that in action now. So this is, of course, COVID permitting, but still very exciting news. I mean, the last time South Africa was there, we basically won everything, and we did so convincingly. I think it was clean sweep all around. And that's amazing. But things are different now. Things are very different. We've actually dropped in the latest Test ICC rankings. We are now below the West Indies. So I wonder if that's going to make a difference. I'm not sure. Alicia, what do you think? You think yes, no, yes? What do you think it's going to look like this time round?
I really don't know, because we are still restructuring and rebuilding. To be honest, I'm just excited to see the boys play again, because I've been having withdrawals. I need some cricket in my life. But yeah, like players like Kyle Myers is coming into the West Indies setup, and he's been phenomenal. And there's other players also. So I don't know how it's going to go. I hope it's gonna be in our favor, but yeah, it's gonna be an interesting contest.
100%.
It's going to be interesting, because I think South Africa and the West Indies are pretty similar countries in terms of how we collapse. So yeah, we'll see, because it's almost as if we on the sort of rebuilding and sort of trying to it's almost as if we going backwards, but it's just that we can rebuild, whereas they seem to be coming up on the rise, like what Disha's saying with Kyle Myers and those other players. So it's going to be interesting. We'll see what happens.
I wonder what Bash thinks about this. I mean, I think he's back in the background there. Oh, yeah, he is. We know you had some technical difficulties. Welcome
Sorry,
back.
man, I'm stealing cable from the neighbor. I'm from South Africa, so I'm stealing cable from the neighbor.
Okay. Listen, I don't think you must say that like live. People mustn't know that that's what you're doing, man. Because
you
just
can
like
take me out of South
your
Africa,
neighbors are
but you
gonna
can't
know.
take South Africa out of me. I'm sorry.
Here's a lovely message for you at the bottom of the screen. The legend himself.
Okay. Yeah, shout out definitely to GCC. For GCC, by GCC. There we go. Yeah, Michael is I must get this right. Risha. Reserve.
Premier Reserve
Team. Captain. Yeah, won it 3 times.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I better get it right.
Yes. My team.
Yeah, no, I played how many games have I played? I think I played 2 games with him. Yeah, loved it. Unbelievable. That was when the Premier team didn't want me, so I had to play in the Premier Reserve team. I get that right. How is that for the price of eggs?
Wow.
We ended up the top team. It's fine. It's fine. They didn't win. We won.
Oh yeah. No, just okay. Yeah, like I said, he's our Premier Reserve captain at Galvindale Cricket Club. Great guy. We move.
So
while you
sorry.
No,
you can go.
While you were in the background, we were actually talking about the West Indies, and we were talking about the tour that is happening. And here's a question for you, actually, by one of our commenters, Aditya Mita. Can the Proteas steamroll the Windies in the Test series? So it's been confirmed, or at least COVID permitting, that the men will be touring the Windies in June.
Firstly, Aditya, big fan. I've watched some of the interview stuff. I enjoy the comments that you make, and let me rather say observations, because opinion is a strong word. Do I think? Definitely. I think South Africa is in a good state at the moment, where they've got a good backup of players, and they are, how can I say, a well-balanced team, well-balanced squad, and I definitely think they can steamroll. I'm gonna back my South Africans. I'll say steamroll, yes. The West Indies. So yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So he is confident.
Yeah, definitely.
Confident.
No, 100%. I mean,
No,
with
we
the
need to
pace
leave
attack
back
of
home.
Ramada, Nurkia, and I mean, that's sure. That's gun. We have a gun balance. We have a well balanced team. I mean, people don't understand how well balanced we are as a team. From openers to the whole squad to bowlers, openers, middle order batsmen. And I think there was one podcast thing that they had. I think it was yesterday where he said that the important role of having number 5 and or number 6, where he spoke about I think England is sorted because they've got Stokes, whereas and we've got a guy like Muller, and people don't understand like Muller. He struggles a lot, but I mean in that position that he is, he's not going to score hundreds a lot. He's going to score quick 30s or 40s or 50s, whatever. And people don't really understand the different roles in the team. It's not just come in and bat. There's different roles within the team. So I really enjoyed that talk. I think it was yesterday's thing. That's all.
And Emily, sorry, I cut you off before Bash gave his answer. What were you going to ask?
I was just gonna carry on sort of from the previous question about like coaching and stuff. So, you do a bit of it at home as well. Can you just tell us how you involved back home? And I think similar to the twins, like because now you've been on both sides, you're playing and coaching, so you've sort of seen both perspectives. How important is it to have a coach, a proper coach, a coach that wants to be there, a coach that is equipped, both mentally and physically, because obviously the mental side of the game is very important, if not more important than skills and stuff. So, how important is it to have a kind of coach like that when you're starting the game? At 7, 8, because I didn't have a coach like that. So, how important is that growing up? Yeah.
Good question. The thing is, I firmly believe as a player, coaching while playing is you learn a lot from your own game. Like while playing the game, while being a professional cricketer or whatever, and you start coaching or you coach, you learn a lot about your own game as well. I think it's just unbelievable. And and that's why I don't understand why more players are not coaching. Because like say for instance, you're coming over to England, you're alone. There's no family, no friends. You're forced to learn or teach yourself what to do. And I always say, as a coach, your goal or your role is to try and get that person to coach themselves. Once they can do that, then your job is done. Because when it comes to bowling, bowling is about feeling, batting is about feeling as well. But once you know your own game plan or your own technique or like your what goes wrong with yourself with your bowling, or say for instance I'm struggling, then there's like a 3-point check that I always go back to. Then I know one of those 3 things is not working. And yeah, the difference between cricket today and cricket back then is in today's time you have to teach the mental side of the game, whereas back then you were taught the hard way. I remember running into ball and I get hit for 6 or 4, and then they would say go fetch your ball. Whereas in today's times, people don't. Everything gets handed in a silver platter. I mean, but that's just how the world is. The modern world is. But yeah, unfortunately, you have to you have to train. You have to coach the mental side of the game as well, which is good. I'm a firm believer in that. And yeah, but I still believe that as a player, um, if you can start coaching, you will learn so much about your own game. Because I firmly believe when it comes to franchise level and international level, you don't need a coach. You need a manager more, because you need to be able to know your own game at that level. So you just need someone that can manage the team, if you know what I mean. Yeah, that's my observation.
And sorry if I can just ask a follow up on that then. So, how do you help players then who are perhaps low on confidence and they don't know where their next run or next wicket's going to come? They can't buy a wicket or buy a run. So, how do you then help them to break through with that?
Listen, this game that we play, it's a funny game, man. Yo, um, the thing is, you're going to fail more times than not. You're going to succeed or whatever. You're going to fail more, and you need to live with that. You need to accept that. That's just how it is. That's how this game is. Um, yes, they say a lot that the bowler has 6 balls to get a batsman out, and the batsman only has one opportunity. Then you're out. You're out. But I mean, things can go wrong for a bowler as well. It's just sticking, like I said, stick to the basics. Trust you. Believe in yourself. If you can't believe in yourself, how's your teammate going to believe in you? Trust yourself. Back your instincts. Um,
Is
yeah.
that me or him?
Eh?
Am I frozen or is he frozen?
I'm frozen.
Neither
too.
of you are frozen.
Oh, I was going to say, I didn't even sing. Yeah, what frozen you talking about? um, it's cold, yeah, but it's not that cold. I don't know. I'm not frozen yet. It's later on I'll get frozen. Um, but yeah, like I was saying, it's yeah, just to keep on going. Things like I'll give you an example. So if you're struggling as a batsman, you're struggling to score runs. Why do you always go in the net trying to change something, change your technique? No, I need to do this. Um, or as a bowler, if you're struggling, you want to change this, change this. But when you're doing well, you don't change anything. Why is it like that? So that's where mental toughness comes in, and that's a big difference between making it and not making it. The mental toughness side of it.
That is 100% true in every sport. Even in my sport, I would say in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu and fighting, that mental game, that mental toughness, that is one of the most important things. That is actually what wins matches, what wins games. Having a good mental coach, somebody who can guide you in that way. Twins, earlier on when Bash really was frozen, and it wasn't just me, you were asking questions. I just wanted you, before he leaves, to have an opportunity to ask questions.
Yes, there's actually a lot of questions we still have.
No, please do.
Yeah, it was
Ask me quick.
you're okay. Get much pressure. Okay, so no, so earlier you also mentioned playing alongside some big names. You mentioned quite a few, and obviously now being added into the Western Province squad. So how do you feel about this? And then what do you hope to bring for the side in terms of bowling or batting?
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned batting. Thank you. Well, for me, it's just experience. Experience side of things. Try to bring experience into the bowling attack. Like I said, it's a well balanced team with experience and younger guys coming up. And also, well, yeah, it probably sums up everything. That's probably the best way to answer that question. I'm proud of myself. Um, yeah, just to bring experience to the bowling attack, and just how can I say, the spirit in the camp. That's what I look to do. In any team that I play for. I'm a firm believer of team comes first most of the time. Yeah.
Okay. And then so there's also another question. I think our other fellow Geberga resident will appreciate this one. So apparently some people, aka people whose names rhyme with the word Lisha pronounce the word lekker as lekker in Geberga. Apparently, it's in Geberga. So I want to know, how do you pronounce lekker, or do you also just say lekker?
Look, yeah, well, I'll be honest with you, man. It's lekker, but seeing that I'm going to Western Province now, it's going to be
Yes, I was
lekker.
going to say
It's going to be
that.
lekker. Yeah, don't worry.
There we
I'm
go.
going to change
How do
my.
you
I have to change
how do
my
you switch up
vocab a
like
bit.
that?
Look,
No,
Lekker
I,
change.
no, how do you,
Lisha,
no,
Lisha, you need to understand.
no,
Lisha, no, listen, Lisha, you need to understand. You need to,
no,
if you're South African, you need to blend in wherever you. I'm talking to people here like, you're right, mate, you're right. My tongue is thick here. You must blend in. That's so important.
Every time I want to say away, then I'm like, oh wait, they don't understand what away means. Never mind.
Teach them. Teach them, Emily.
Yes. Teach them. Teach them. Okay. No, thank you for that. Thank you. That's all we have. Cool. Oh no. I actually have a last question. I promise this is my last question. So obviously you spoke also about your debut. I think you said 2007, and I want to know. This is actually quite a big question. So I want to know, how would you say that past self of 2007 on debut, cricketer, youngster, in comparison to your present self now? How would you say, what kind of advice would you, as your present self, give your past self? Things you know now that you never knew then. Something like that. Yeah. Sorry.
Basics.
Yeah.
Basics. Unbeliever. I'm telling you now that the more you can simplify things, the better it will be for you as a bowler, as a batsman, especially from myself as a bowler. As a bowler, you need to simplify things as much as possible. You can't be thinking of too many things, especially when it comes T20 or whatever. And I'm like I said, basics is and simplify things. Top of off, if you can hit top of off 6 out of 6, whatever, or more consistently, there's not a lot that can go wrong from there. And back yourself. Like I said earlier, if you can't do it, if you don't back yourself, how do you expect? Because that rubs off onto other people, and they can pick things like that up. If you don't back yourself, how do you expect your teammates to back you? And that's all part of the mental game. I would like to think that I'm at the stage in my career now where my mental toughness is quite strong, because I've been playing for such a long time. And once I can get over that line, everything just disappears. All the worldly things. Because remember, there's a lot of factors that come in when playing. You're thinking about back home, what's is everything safe back home, your family okay, everything. So small things like that, is there enough money in my account and stuff like that. So stuff like that would creep in, but learning to just once you step over that line, just forget about all of those stuff and focus, taking it one ball at a time. Yeah, that's the only difference. Because I mean, any youngster want to do well, and fear of failure kicks in, and that happens a lot for the especially youngsters. They want to do well. They're like, no, I have to do well. I have to do well. That's the difference. Just play with freedom.
We're done.
And I think, Emily, do you have one last question for Bash?
Yeah. Lisha, you didn't ask any questions here. Anyway, Bash, this is the most important question of the whole thing, right? Please just tell everyone here and tell the watchers, which football team do you support? Just tell everyone.
I'm happy to say Man United. And I heard the comments earlier. I tell you what, I've got one answer for that. We just come from the month of Ramadan. It's a month of giving. So we decided to give Liverpool some points. That was the whole thing. We gave Liverpool, they needed the points.
Oh,
so we gave
yeah.
them the
Indeed
points.
need it.
Oh, yeah.
Indeed need it.
Yeah.
We need to keep our Champions League hopes alive.
Yeah, exactly. Shame. So
you know what? I will take that. Thank you.
Yeah.
But we gave them the
Thank
own
you.
goal, so
That
technically we
win.
gave back.
Yeah, we get. I mean, that's how great we are as a team. That's what we think of. We think of our position. It's just like, it's fine. They need it. Just they need
No,
it.
I'll think of the opposition. This is new from a Manchester
Look,
United fan.
we lost 3 in a row. We lost 3 in a row. That's very rare. That's ridiculous. So yeah, it must be Ramadan. The last 10 days, they say the last 10 days is the days of forgiveness and stuff, whatever, making it's fine. This Ramadan is finished now. Now we start playing, you see.
Okay.
Now I'm a massive Man United fan.
Here's a question for you.
Are you a bowler that can bat?
Are you a bowler that can bat or a batter that can bowl?
Let's see. Club cricket, both. Okay, franchise level, I'm a bowler that can bat. Right. I'm gonna stick to that as club cricket as well. I always say I'm a bowling all-rounder. I scored runs for him. I don't know why is he commenting like that.
He's being offside.
Just people can't take him anyway.
He's inspired by Leisha.
Yeah, that's our captain.
He's my brother. Yeah, he's my buta. So
they probably messaging each other there. They probably messaging each other. Yeah, ask this. Just.
It makes a lot of sense. Before we say goodbye, Leisha, do you want to add something more to the spice pot there?
Oh no. I don't know. I know Bash knows me. Like, I think I've stayed and asked everything personally. Like, he knows my struggles that I've been through this season and past season. He's been there for me, and I just want to say, bro, like, I'm sad to lose it to Western Province. I'm sad, really sad, because I'm not just losing a mentor. We're losing a good guy. Yeah, Calvin and Aditi. I want to wish you all the best. Take fifers for fun. Enormous.
I'm gonna try. Thank you. Thanks. I really appreciate it, Leisha. You might have lost the player, but not the person. That's all I want to say. So I'll still be the same guy. But yeah, thanks. It's sad leaving PE as well, being home for such a long time. But like I said, it's about opportunity at the end of the day. You got to grab those opportunities with both hands. So yeah, it's a bit sad for me as well. And I'm going to miss you though. I will miss you. I will miss all the guys as well at Calvin. But yeah, opportunity.
You're making us shed a tear here.
Oh yeah,
I didn't know that this is where this was going. But you know what? We are very happy to have you this side of the world, Western Province. We look forward to that. And of course, it is sad. It will be sad, obviously, in Klabecha. I'm practicing.
You're getting better.
I am.
Yeah,
I'm actually gonna run.
it's much better.
No,
Thank you.
As long as you don't say Kebera. I don't know where this
Ah.
I haven't actually heard
that's the
that
colored part
version.
of PE. It's like Kebera. Yeah, but
I'm
how do you,
actually
but then again, Cape Townians can't say Ra because there's must a gap here, isn't it? Like
Sometimes, yes. Depression gap. Yes.
oh yeah.
That exists. It does, and I'm sure you'll see a lot of that while you're buying your sisters.
Oh yes, he's waiting for me. Athlone is waiting for me. I can't
Yes, of
wait to get
course.
there.
Take a trip to Athlone.
I've had the best.
I will Suma take you to Athlone.
No, don't worry. I'm not living far from there, so I'll be
Brilliant.
there. Yeah.
Okay. Walking distance from Gatesville. Is that what you're saying? Okay.
Must be. It's a must.
I'm actually going to run to the shop now to buy condensed milk because I
There
only
we
have
go.
ideal milk for the
There we go.
booba.
Now
the
you're
packet of
learning.
Uber.
Now you
Yeah.
learn. Well done.
It's because of you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
No problem. You see, you Liverpool supporters are not bad sometimes. It's fine. Yeah.
But they
Listen,
still
you know
have a lot to learn, you see. The Liverpool supporters still have a lot to learn. So
I'm trying to keep it clean,
No,
Emily,
man.
please. I'm trying to keep it clean, yeah. So
Exactly, Emily. Why we were ending on such a beautiful note here.
I'm
I
a
was
lover,
thanking
not a
him,
fighter.
and he was thanking me. You know, this was this was a mutual learning experience.
There we go. We love and we learn.
Exactly. So thank you very much, Bash, for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure. It was so much fun. And thank you for all of your insights. Thank you so much for telling us your story. And of course, we love that you love Kusisters, and we love that you are coming to Cape Town. Thank you very much. It's been fantastic having you on this show. Liquor J, yes. That's exactly how you're going to say it. It's not Lacquer J, it's Liquor J. That's how it goes. That is how it is. Be liquor. That is the theme. That is the theme. Thank you very much. Enjoy your evening. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And thank you very much for watching and commenting and being a part of the show.
Thanks for having me. Thanks, guys.